Hey my lovely Leos, hope you all are well. I'm going to get into a nice short and sweet reading for you all. So this is going to be a bonus reading. So in this reading, Divine Angel Spirit Guides, what do my lovely Leos need to know, please? Also, if you guys would like more bonus readings, be sure to like your readings and that will ensure you get some extra readings. Okay, so thank you guys for liking the readings, as this is why I'm giving you guys another bonus read. That way I can just kind of keep track with those that are present and wanting more messages. So thank you for that. Okay, so Leos, we can clearly see here that there has been a big shift, some sort of big shift that has taken place in your world, but it looks like you've managed to deal with this quite well. It might have felt like something happened all of a sudden, okay? And it kind of looks like you might have been anticipating something happening, but not quite. You didn't quite expect what it was or the specific outcome that had happened, but you did expect something to happen. Now, I feel like you've already overcome whatever this is, and it looks like you may still feel a little startled by it, or you may sort of think back to it. Okay, if this was a situation that happened a while ago, then it could just be something that you kind of replay in your mind sometimes. Or if it's something that happened recently, then I do feel like you've successfully moved past this. But or you might have put this in like some sort of corner of your brain or your mind, if this could be like some sort of event that happened, some sort of situation. And I feel like, yeah, you just put this in some area in the back of your mind, and this might be something that you did so you could just kind of keep moving forward, and so you wouldn't feel stuck. You may feel like you need some answers in regards to that area, whatever this thing is that you've put in this area to the back of your mind. It's like you may have put it there so that you could move forward, but you may have felt like, okay, I'll get the answers that I need along the way if I don't have the answers yet. And interestingly enough, I kind of feel like you're about to be presented with something where you may get one of these answers to these questions, and it might cause you to kind of go back to that like space in your mind, and you may feel like in order to go back to that space in your mind, there's like a bit of healing that you need to do there, but it might be like a more of a quick thing, because I feel like you've kind of done the majority of like progressing past this, but then there was just some parts of it you just couldn't fully heal because you didn't have the answers. Okay, so someone's gonna show up, okay? All of a sudden someone's gonna go boom, show up, bam, they're there. Okay, this person, they want you to come towards them. They'll be kind of inviting you towards them or inviting you in. This could be someone someone wants to give you a big hug, like a really, really, really big hug. Wow, what's going on here, Leo? We will unpack this for sure. But someone wants to give you a really big hug. This is someone that has a lot of love for you. This could be anybody. This could literally be anybody, but this is someone that, like, they have a lot of love, okay? This isn't surface level. This isn't like you know, or this could be someone that feels like you gave them a lot of love, okay? You may have allowed this person to feel deeper. Like I feel like they may have, or it's like, or you could have opened the love that you were putting in, you could have helped open their heart space, and then they could have, I don't know, it's like some sort of activation happened, but I feel like this person, it could be a friend, a partner, a family member. Um, but it's someone that you, there's something shocking around it. Okay, no, not necessarily shocking that they would want to give you a hug. That's not the shocking part. But there's something about the activation of how this energy in general is kind of activating, and then the things that you see suddenly happening. I feel like that is something that could kind of come as like a positive surprise, but then it's off the back of like a, oh, like um there could have been a towel moment before, but there's, it's like now these are like going to be good towers, but it could startle you a little bit because it could, oh my gosh, guys, I think I know what this is. You may have trauma from the tower effect. So although there's going to be some good towers, the once you start anticipating just like a tower situation, okay, you may get a bit anxious or nervous, or maybe you start thinking back to a specific thought or memory, okay? And I feel like if you resonate with that specifically, that might be a specific message for someone in particular. But if you resonate with that, then there might be something about like you know, there could be, if okay, particularly if you feel like you're struggling with any sort of like healing a specific area or some sort of trauma, then I do see something about like if you feel intuitively guided to go see someone, okay, whether that be like a counselor or whether that be, I don't know, just someone, you know, it could even be like a doctor um or some sort of counsel, but it could even just be people that care about you. Okay, there might be someone that you can open up to, and they might give you a lot of like love, they might hug you. There's something here about the tower effect, but there's gonna be some positive towers. But when you first see that there's like a shift, okay, in order for this like positive, this pleasant surprise, that like unknown sudden big change, okay, it could startle you a little bit. And I see spirit just kind of letting you know that you can kind of get past that little point, because the minute you just kind of get past it, you're going to see that like, oh, this is good, this is actually a good thing, you know, it's not, this isn't a bad tower, this is a good tower. um this tower might have even happened so that like several different people could activate, okay, or this could have been a past tower, a tower that happened in the past. Okay, there was something that it could have seemed almost like, and it literally feels like a bomb went off. But I'm not saying physically. If that actually happened for someone in real life, though, then that could be real life trauma. And definitely, if you feel like that's something that you're struggling with, then you know, I am definitely seeing you may feel called to kind of get counseling, or you know, see a specialist of some sorts. But if it's not something that was, you know, like an actual real life event, because for the most part, that's not what I'm seeing. I just mean, but more in a metaphoric sense. Um, but yeah, it's almost like that could have been something that wasn't like, it didn't cause you any like physical harm, but it could have like, you know, done some work on your mental or emotional, or maybe just like your, like for a while it could have just I feel like you could have kept your like your your desire to kind of persevere, but you may have felt like you didn't really have time at certain points to kind of stop and like deal with certain things because you just needed to like, you know, persevere with something within a specific time frame. So yeah, I feel like there might be certain things that come up to your mind space to get clear on, or there might be certain things that come up because you're about to get clarity, and that might help you to move forward. But then, like I said, I do feel like there's someone here that really does want to embrace you. They may call for you, they may call you over. Um, I feel like there's something that you did for this person. You may have felt like it was accidental, okay? Like, I don't think you knew something was going to. It's like you were expecting something to happen, but you didn't expect what happened to happen. But I feel like something could have happened also off the back of something that you um like some sort of like quest, and it could have like literally shaken things up for someone else, but it looks like they are grateful for this, even if, or they may like feel as if that didn't happen, they wouldn't have activated, or they wouldn't have become who they are now, or like there's something where they have an understanding of why something had to happen, or an understanding of, you know, the result is maybe why that had to happen, because they are appreciating how they are now, or what's activated within them. It was like a tower activated someone, and I don't feel like it was one person. I feel like it was several different people, but I'm just talking about one person in particular now that is like that is like calling you over, or is going to. um I just keep getting this big hug energy, but it's going to be someone that you feel like you want to hug. Okay, it's not going to be a situation where it's like you're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. You know, just so you have that like discernment resonance for yourself. um but it looks like also, yeah, I really feel like there's something before that you were struggling with. There was something you were struggling with, and you may not have had time to process it until you managed to achieve something that you were like on the clock about achieving. And once you achieved it, it was like, okay, cool. I had to keep moving so I could achieve this. Now I've achieved this, you know. You're able to kind of like, you're not on that same uh timing. Like, it looks like there's still things that you're trying to pursue, so you're not really trying to stall too much, but it looks like you feel it may be necessary to, what's the word? It doesn't even, do you know what it looks like? You were moving and then something just happened all of a sudden, and either it then, as something happened recently, then you thought, okay, it's probably necessary for me to think about this, or it's probably necessary for me to, look at the specifics, or it's probably necessary for me to get clear about this, or it's probably necessary for me to, you know, get ready for some sort of activation. I feel like you're anticipating something happening. You're anticipating something happening. You might feel something. Okay. Oh my gosh. You are okay. Wow. You're anticipating something happening, but then also there's something that you've been through, and you might be concerned that what you're anticipating happening is going to be, could be something that you've been through, but it doesn't look like that's the case at all. What you are anticipating something correctly, but it's not the worry that you're feeling, if any worry or anxiety or whatever that energy is, whatever the mental energy is around it. You are at the anticipation energy that you're feeling. It is something that will suddenly happen, but it's going to be a good tower, and it's going to be something that you're going to feel, you're going to feel like it's completely new. This is completely new. You're going to feel like there's something that's going to make you say yes, you know? Like, that's the energy I'm getting. Something that's going to make you say yes. But at the same time, I feel like you might say yes about something because it might allow you to see that something that you, some sort of pursuit, it's something specific, because there could have been other things along the way that you could have felt like, but there's something specific on the pursuit that's gonna make you feel like, okay, yes, this was valuable, that you showed up in a specific way, or that you've recently showed up in a specific way, because by the time you get to this point, hold on, you're just going to see that whatever this is that you're energetically anticipating, it's not what you think. It's going to be better than what you think. But I feel like, although it's going to be good, I don't think you're going to, like, what's the word? I feel like you're going to not necessarily hold your horses, but you're going to wait for all the clarity to come in, or at least 90%. Okay, I feel like you're going to wait for yourself to have like at least 90% clarity. And then if there's something that you feel like there's something required for you to say yes to, then I feel like you might say yes at that point. So even if you don't embark on something, you're still going to feel good about it, because it's going to, something about it is going to show you that you activated something, and that's going to make you feel good. Okay, so even if you don't embark on it, it's just going to make you feel good about your new start. Does that make sense? So whatever, like, yeah, but I feel like you are having a new start, and you may feel like some of the things from the past, you're just trying to clear up now any of like the remnants of the bomb site, so that everything is just like cleared out the way. There's nothing in your way as you try to like move forward, you know, at like and turn up the pace, because it's like you're trying to you know, you're really trying to make these quick moves, and the only thing that could slow you down is what's going on in the mind space, okay, in some of the corners of the mind. So I feel like, yeah, there's definitely going to be something with someone showing up soon that's going to give you some clarity with whatever you were thinking about. And then in this new start, it's like you will be kind of moving forward. You may feel like a tower moment in the past was for you to just sort of like move forward and leave a lot of things on the other side of that. It's like there's some things that you felt like you could take with you and some things you felt like you couldn't. But it looks like something that you weren't anticipating. Because it's like you're going to be happy with something that you was anticipating, but then there's something else that you weren't anticipating that's also going to happen. And you might not be fully clear about that yet. And I feel like you're not going to want to rush that one. But the one that you were anticipating, I feel like you're going to go straight into it. But the one that you wasn't anticipating, you're not going to rush that. You're going to just kind of, you'll feel good about it, you know, but, you know, I feel like you want to kind of stay committed to the progress that you're making, and you need to, with this new start, with any new people that you're integrating that you don't already successfully have on your side, because anyone that you already successfully have on your side, I feel like it's because you trust them. Okay, you don't feel like you have to look over your shoulder. And you may feel like if you do, then the universe will show you signs, because there will be a tower moment, okay, in order for you to make some sort of an intuitive decision there. So I feel like you feel kind of, you know, good and in the clear with those that you currently feel like you have by your side. Even if you feel like you have enough clarity there with those people, but you may feel like if there was more clarity on the way, I just feel like you feel confident about the way the signs show up there, and you know, people's success track records. But then there's something about new people, okay? Um, so this could be new people uh, from the past, or just like new people um, in general. But I feel like you'll feel good about things that are showing up for you. But there's something about not rushing into any new stuff, because you want to be able to see what the contents is first, okay? You want to know, yeah, you need to know what the ingredient is of the cake before you buy the cake. Because what if you're allergic to it, you know? That sort of thing. Basically, yes. So it's like you may see the cake, someone may present you a cake. Oh, the cake looks beautiful. So you may feel good that there's just a cake there for you. You feel good about it. It proves that you manifested a cake. That's already a win, okay? Well, now, whether you eat the cake is a bonus, okay? But before you decide to eat the cake, because you could just have the cake and rush and be like, oh, this is a nice cake, let me just eat it straight away, okay? That's what the advice is saying not to do. It's saying feel good about the cake, but check the ingredients of the cake. Make sure you're not allergic to the cake before you eat it, so that you don't have a Nine of Swords moment, like like why did I do that, or something like that, right? Yeah. Um, but with that being said, it does look like with your due diligence, something's going to really pay off for you, more valuable than you thought. I just feel like you may have not even stopped to give something a second thought. I feel like you kind of just decided at some point that you were just going to move forward and persevere and, you know, kind of just like, um, I feel like you're not trying to, what's the word? You're not trying to hover around bomb sites, okay? Um, you're not trying to hover around bomb sites. You are, it's like you're trying to be, you're trying to be active, okay? You may have things to do, people to see, places to go. So you may kind of encounter at the bomb site here and there, whether that's physically or just in your mind. But I don't feel like you are stuck there. It's like you could go wherever you want, but like, um, hmm. I feel like some of you guys, if there's something where you may feel like you need a new scenery. Okay, that's just a side note for some of you guys. If you feel like there was a very like traumatic situation in a specific location that you just feel like, yeah. But for others of you guys, you may feel like you've already moved away from that. But there's just something that you're going to feel good about that suddenly shows up. It will kind of take you by surprise. It might kind of feel like, for some reason, I just saw like a Jack in the Box now. I don't know if it's like a Jack in the Box energy, but I'm seeing it more as like someone that you just wouldn't have expected to pop up. Like, you know, the Jack in the Box and you unwind the box and all of a sudden it pops out the box. That's what I'm seeing. But it's like you don't expect, and the wind, you know, you wind up the box on the side. It's like that's a timer. So it's like in divine timing, it's like something's gonna happen all of a sudden, and then when they pop up out of the box, um, you're gonna realize that there's something valuable straight away, straight away, which which is why you're going to feel good about it initially. It's not going to take you time to feel good about it. You'll know if it's this because you'll feel good about it as soon as it pops up. And yeah, it just looks like um, there's some sort of path here that you're going to go down. There's some sort of path you're going to go down. You're already watering the seeds of this path, okay? But there's some things that are going to be showing up, okay, on the way, on this path. And you are probably, there's someone also that might show up that might kind of take you back in a way where it's like, like, I don't even know how to explain that. Like, you might not know if it's someone that you want to. This could be another situation, another person. Take what resonates. But there's another situation here because I genuinely see multiple different people kind of popping up. And I think it's because as you have this fresh start, there's going to be a lot of like, it doesn't necessarily just have to be people. It could just be thoughts and memories and things popping up, right? But it's just circumstances. But there's also going to be a particular person that you might not know. They might want a new start with you, okay, but you might have been like closing it out, or um I feel like there's something you closed or you ended already. There's something that you already ended, and then someone might kind of show up, and then you might know that they want to start something up again. And that might kind of like, you know, I feel like you, that might, if that stresses you out, okay, there's something, there's a message there. Like, hold on, what does that mean? Okay, yeah, to take your time, because it might be a sign here that, because you won't be feeling that way for no reason. Okay, so you might need to take your time and see if something is, what's the word? Something is trustworthy, and don't invest time, effort until you know that it is. And from what I'm looking at here, that could take a long time. I'll be very honest. That could take a long time. It could take a year. It could take more than a year. It could take 2 years. Uh, you know, especially if this looks like someone that could have hurt you multiple times. When I say multiple times, maybe a good 9 times plus. Okay. Um, but it's a bit less than that. I mean, sorry, it's a bit more specific than that, because that's a bit of a it's a bit hard to grasp, right? In terms of like the severity and stuff like that. Um, but it's more in the sense of like the nature and how they've done that. So yeah. Or for instance, let's say if it's a new person or a new opportunity that's come towards you, but you feel like some sort of stress or around it. Maybe it's something that you feel like that could be valuable, but it's not the right time yet, and maybe you feel stressed. There's something about taking your time. That stress might be a sign that, you know, you could be trying to uh, go too fast, okay? And it's okay for you to be in your Knight of Pentacles energy so that you can like pace yourself and get what you need to get done, and kind of still trust the process, that there will be, you know, value for you still there. Okay, not feeling like you need to rush, or if you don't rush, there won't be something there for you. But I'm definitely seeing, if it's a situation where, let's say it's someone that has deliberately caused you extreme tower moments and didn't pour any love into you, and could have just sort of what's the word, like they could have, it looks like a dynamic where you could have pursued them, okay, or they could have been like, they could have done something, okay, to get you to pursue them. But then you may feel like once you say anything, like if you speak, that the minute you say something, you may feel like this person doesn't truly, they don't give you anything valuable. That's basically what it is. You may feel like yeah, you may feel like they would get something valuable from you, and it would make them feel like they could, you know, keep going, but then you would just get tower moments, but they would get value from you, something like that. But this could have just been a thing that could have been more of a constant, and could have been a situation where this person could have just had no emotion towards, like, You're suffering. I feel like this could be someone that likes, they could deliberately be this way because they may think that like, or this, sorry, this could be an energy as well that like has a long a long line of like tower moments that haven't been cleaned up, okay, on their end. I feel like, you know, we all have to clean up our own mess, right? That's just, if you don't clean up your own mess, then the new doesn't come in for you. It's just a part of the process. So if you don't clean up your own mess, then naturally you're going to stay stuck for long periods of time. It could be years, it could be half your life, because the new energies, they might seem like there's new things coming in, but is it the same? Are the new people coming in just like all the old people? You know, are there, is it new faces, same energy? You know, because that's not the new, that's the same cycle with a different mask. So this could be someone that has just been on the same trajectory for a very, very, very long time because they haven't cleaned up their mess from maybe like years ago. Okay. So there's something about like, you know, they may not even have learned from past tower moments to be in a position to not cause tower moments again in the same way. Okay. So there's something about you knowing what you need to be able to notice, okay, which is the progress in regards to committing to a way of being which is dependable, a dependable way of being able to depend on somebody. Yeah, okay. Um, but with the situation though, like I just feel like there could be, I'm just really picking up on some extreme. I just feel like someone, if you feel like someone's caused you extreme trauma and they at minimum they haven't acknowledged it, they haven't apologized for it, they haven't, you know, they haven't done their bit to, you know, compensate for like this traumatic experience, then I don't even think it's even something, a consideration. And if you feel this level of stress when they pop up, then I feel like, you know, your sign, you may know exactly what you need to do. It might just be to kind of hold your pentacle and just kind of stay committed to the path that you were on before you sin this show up, okay? Because just because it showed up, it's almost like bait for you to pursue it. It's like the bait showing up for you to pursue it, but doesn't mean that you should pursue it, okay? But there's going to be different things showing up. So at the same time, this could be like 3, 4, 5, 6. It could be like up to 9 different energies. Half of them could be ones that you feel really good about. Half of them could be ones that you feel like, oh, like this is stressful. This is like, you know, not a good feeling. So it's just kind of saying discern, because there'll be a lot of things popping up, and not all of them will be people. Some of them will just be like thoughts popping up in your mind. Some will be positive thoughts, some will be you know, anxious thoughts, or some could be positive memories, others could be traumatic ones. There could be, you know, a multitude of things. There could be opportunities popping up. Pay attention to how you feel. Okay, there might be something that you want to do, but it's like you want to do it straight away. And maybe if you feel like you're trying to get it done too quickly, that feeling stresses you out. Where it's like if you kind of pace yourself a bit more, you can still get to the goal, but not be stressed out in the process. Okay, so there's something about adjust your timing accordingly to where you can still reach the goal but in the right energy. But if you feel like you are shortening the time but also sacrificing your energetic and emotional and mental well-being to get to something quicker, I feel like it's not worth rushing. I feel like it's worth having a more practical pace so that you can be in a much more valuable energy, okay? And also so that you can have time to see what you need to see along the way, and you don't rush into something that you don't have clarity on. Um, and that way you can avoid, casualty. Whew, okay. But yeah, so there's something about, like, if someone shows up transformed, okay, it will be easy for you to notice. The proof will be proofing. Okay, the proof will be proofing, the proof will be in the pudding. Okay, you'll be able to like smell it, feel it, taste it. Okay, but if let's say in another circumstance, another person that's showing up, uh and you're thinking, okay, maybe they could have transformed by now, it's been a long period of time, but they show up and you instantly feel not good, like stressing. You feel stressed just by being in their presence, you know. That means they haven't transformed, okay? And not stressed in their presence and they're not doing anything. Like, it could be because they're doing the same thing that caused, great stress to you in the past, where you could have been, what's the word? Bringing positive energy in their direction. So there's just something about, if someone's transformed, because the proof will be proofing, versus someone who may want to appear as if they've transformed, but they haven't really, okay? Because that proof won't be proofing. And you might not see that proof. Well, you will see it, but let's say in a context where you can't, you will feel it very strongly, okay? It will feel like you won't feel optimistic about it. You won't feel the desire, okay? You won't. Yeah. Okay. It's almost like you won't feel the desire because you feel like there's something that could, either you won't feel the desire because you haven't had enough time to be clear yet, and you may feel like it just wouldn't be a smart choice for you to do that yet when you're not clear, out of your own self-protection. Or you just may not have the desire because, let's say if you get an overwhelming feeling of just stress, or just a pattern that is just clearly there, still there, that you ended already, then yeah, just you're only going to be looking for the new necessary ingredients, okay? But you're not even looking for it. Scrap that. You're not looking for anything. You're only going to be saying yes to, from the looks of things, okay? For those of you guys that are resonating with this frequency, with this train of thought here. Eight of Swords, right, with the Nine of Swords, yeah. Because I think Spirit just wants you to know that, like, if there's certain people that you've decided to close things out with, they don't want you to be in your head or stuck in your head if they, like, suddenly appear. as like, and try to position themselves as like baits for you to go in their direction. Okay. Or for some of you guys, you may, oh my gosh, this is probably not even your energy. If you've been, okay, whoa. If there's someone that you've ended things with, or it's like pretty much so, they have a lot of mental energy to do with you, and you may pick up on this. You may have a specific time where you're like, whoa, why am I even like, I don't even think about this situation, this person. Why am I like having all of these like thoughts all of a sudden? And it's not necessarily just the thoughts, it could be like the feeling attached to it. It could just feel like, not, I don't want to say stress because it doesn't feel like stress. It feels more like, and I don't want to say overwhelmed because, but it's more like a just a lot of, I guess, concern, worries, but I don't know. It's like a mixture of those conflicting mental energies, but I feel like this might not even be your thoughts, your energies, because it's like you feel like you can move forward when this energy hasn't popped up. Okay. But it's like their thoughts, you may pick up on the vibrational resonancy of the thoughts that they are thinking around you, which could be like stress, worry, um you know, they could be feeling stuck. Okay. If you've picked up, spirit is just there's something that spirit wants you to know, that you've already successfully overcome something. Okay. um you may have felt like if you had some thoughts that maybe that meant that you hadn't overcome something, but that might not have even been your thoughts. Maybe it made you think back, but maybe it was someone else's thoughts that you were picking up on. um or it could have provoked some of your own thoughts, but I feel like you can, there's something about, you can easily, if you find that you're able to clear these thoughts out very quickly, then you're good. It's just like there might have just been something that it brought your attention to, but you're not stuck there. Like you can heal that very quickly, or you have. But in general, I just feel like, you know, there's something about you not feeling like you need to pursue someone just because, just because it's there. Okay. Just because it's there. um yeah. Or just because it's popped into your mind. Okay. It's either it's there in your mind or it's there in the physical, but there's something about, you know, that's not the reason, or that's not a sign for you to pursue it. Okay, it's not a sign for you to pursue it. It's a sign to let you know that you are successful with something already, and it's just making you aware of the polarity, okay, of what's going on your end and the other end. Okay, now we've got the Lovers over here. So I feel like something's coming together for you. And I think Spirit just wants you to know that something's coming together for you, which is proof that you are successful with something. And there's going to be people showing up that you're going to feel good about, people that you want to say yes to, people that you feel like you can trust, people that you feel like are reflecting you in positive ways, people that you feel like, do you know what, I kind of get this person, like I get them. Or people where you feel like um I don't know, this can be some sort of like balance and harmony, um or like a new cycle, you know, or people that may kind of have similar values, or they may value similar things. Okay, these are going to be energies that you feel like you want to show up for, or you want to pursue, or you want to invest in, opportunities, people, circumstances. And I think that this will all be good signs for you as well, to know that, okay, this is how I feel when I want to invest in something. This is how I feel when something's good for me to invest in it. This is how I feel when it's all good signs, it's a green light, okay? So that when you feel the complete opposite way, you don't feel like, oh, because I'm thinking about it, it's a sign to go towards it. But you may notice that, oh, okay, I'm thinking about it, but the energy of it is not really calling me to go towards it, because I don't want to go, I don't want to move more into that energy that I don't like, unless you're moving into the energy to heal it and transmute it and then release it. But if you're moving to exchange with like the source of that energy, like i.e. a person that's like committed to that energy, you know, and it's not like a person that's healing that energy with you, or you know, whatever, it's just knowing, I guess, the difference, but being able to also feel the difference. And if someone does show up toward you, you will feel the energy from the get-go, whether it's good energy to reciprocate straight away. And if it's not, okay, I feel like Spirit is saying, just, you know, stay committed to what you are doing, okay? If you feel like the energy isn't right for you to say yes to or show up with. Because if you show up something and you start something, okay, you started something, and you kind of give the other energy the right to reciprocate, and that could bring you some sort of frustration, like, okay, so there's something about, if you start something, or if you like, and that could be like, if you open a door, if you how to explain it? Yeah, it's just, if you do something, okay, where you engage, or you do something, where you do something where you're kind of going towards this person, okay, or like, let me look, let me see. Yeah, if you do something, you ever go towards this person, or it's like you've uh you somehow exchanged, and it might not always be like in the most obvious way. It could also just be like just trying to think how to explain this. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it as that for now. Use your intuition, guys. Work with me here. But it's like, if you do something, okay, it's better to just, if you don't want the engagement at all, then just don't pursue that direction. Don't open something up where someone can reciprocate it back. Does that make sense? Like, so for instance, let's say you do something, and you go and cause someone a problem. I'm not saying this is what it is. I was more so thinking in like a norm, like a positive sense, but I just thought, let me add this example in there as well, because it could be either or really. But let's say if it was something that could be, yeah, something that could seem like a pursued problem. Depend like if it's done in a way that is maybe not thoughtful, of the other person, if it's done in a way that could seem, I guess, more like selfish and causes a tower moment for the other person, then you kind of give them a right to reciprocate some energy towards you, not necessarily saying what energy. They will choose whatever energy, and we could just hope that they make a choice to choose a choose a good energy. But we don't have control over other people's choices, so naturally the only thing you have control over is your choice. So the point is, if you don't want someone to reciprocate some sort of energy towards you, then just don't don't initiate something that could make them reciprocate something back. Do you get what I'm saying? It's almost like that. Or if it's a situation where you could still come in positive, you could still come in optimistic, but if you don't trust the energy that this person would reciprocate back, like let's say if you feel like you could come towards this person positive, but it doesn't really matter, they could just still throw a tower at you, then there's something about like taking your time before you decide to like pursue or invest in any energies that represent that for you, because then you open something up for them to exchange with you, but you have no control over what they would choose, what energy they choose to exchange with you, unless you can see for yourself that they've committed to a certain way of being for themselves. Okay, for themselves. um okay. But you will see this energy, you will see this positive energy displayed in like a lot of, in certain people that you do feel good about. Yeah, you may feel like you've kind of like changed a bit. Okay. You may feel like you look at things a bit differently now. You may feel like, but I feel like you may feel like since you've changed, you started to have more things either happen for you, certain things build for you, or certain things accumulate more, or since you've been making some changes, some necessary changes. Okay. And I don't know, I feel like you could have a sense of gratitude for certain things that happened that before you might have like struggled with, but maybe only because you may feel like it put you in a position to see that some necessary changes that needed to be made, and you may feel like had certain things not happened, you wouldn't have known what necessary changes needed to be made. So you may have felt like you kind of dodged a bullet almost, or like something could have been worse had an initial tower not happened, because it would have been inevitable for maybe something else that happened down the line that could have been bigger or worse. So I feel like you may kind of, although you may choose not to invest in something that represents a repetitive stuck cycle, you still may be pleased, you still may have like a positivity, um you know in regards to like that overall perspective. Okay, there might be some specific details that you still kind of feel like, nah, right? But I feel like overall, you feel like you managed to attain value from something that could have felt quite harsh um, for you to experience initially. So that's quite interesting, guys. For sure, There's things coming together for you off the back of these changes, okay? You've been using your intuition. You may even be thinking back to a time where you felt like you were restricting yourself from, like, what's the word? There's something where you may have felt like there was a time where you were thinking about something, okay? You could have been replaying something in your head. But it's like I feel like you feel good about the perspective that you have now versus like a previous time. Okay, you may feel like you've grown. You may feel like, you know, you see the growth within you, but you also see things growing for you as well externally. So this is like also proof for you. So this is really good. I do like this. So yeah, for sure. There is something coming in. There is there's a few things. Okay, it looks like there's some money, or there's something you'll be investing in that could bring some money for you. So there's something about staying committed to that. There could be something over like the next 3 to 5 weeks here, 3 to 7 weeks. For others, if you guys, I'm also seeing if something to do with like a relationship. Okay, if you are in a relationship, it does look like there's going to be a specific there's something new that you could both be starting, okay, that you both feel really good about. You could be yeah, there's something new that you're starting, and yeah, it just looks like you're going to be committed to watering these seeds. Something looks really good there. um there's more to come with whatever this is, so there's something about just trusting that path. If you're single, then it looks like, you know, off the back of this activation and you making these necessary changes for yourself, if you're wanting to like just focus on yourself for a while, okay, there's something here about, you know, this being a good personal time for you, what doing some of the necessary things that you just want to do for yourself here, to kind of get yourself into a particular, it's almost like there might just be a specific point. It doesn't even look that far ahead. It may have felt like it'd be take longer for you, but there's something, there could be a point that you want to get to. There's some sort of, some of you guys could feel ready. I'm just reading the energy of this card. Some of you guys, you feel ready. Okay, you just may feel like it's circumstantial. Okay, so regardless of what you desire, if you're a single person, okay, there's just something about the more that you kind of stay committed to the path that you're currently on with making these necessary changes for yourself, with some of the things that you see coming together for you, if you do desire a connection, okay, with you holding this in your energy field and making these necessary intuitive changes and moving forward, and then also you having this patience, because it's not like, oh, you know, coming from a place of like, I need this, okay, it's like if you just kind of feel, you know, committed to yourself, okay, it's like I see someone here that could present themselves to you here. It could be anywhere up to like I want to say like Gemini Taurus season, where yeah, you could meet someone. It could feel like a soulmate for you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. And on the work front, if any of you guys feel like you need to, um, if you feel like there's some sort of like necessary changes that you need to make to reach a goal, there's something about making that change. Okay, not overthinking the process. Okay, just making the necessary changes. Trusting the plan. if you have to deal with or interact with any energies at work that are like, you know, a bit, I was going to say robust, but I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. Um, I'll say a bit rough around the edges. Um, I feel like there's something about your best approach is just not to pay these things any attention here, because I genuinely don't feel like you have time to give some of these things too much thought. I feel like you may have a lot of things that you need to get to soon, which is going to start to feel very good and exciting. But it's like if there's any people that could just be there to just like mentally throw you off, like don't even pay any attention, because like time is valuable, right? And I just feel like Spirit is saying, yeah, we don't have time to overthink things from, certain things that are not like important. And especially some of these things, you could be dealing with people that are just like haven't haven't healed. Okay, they could be um what's the word, there's something about like just not seeing certain things as personal. Okay, I feel like you don't anyway. So there's just something about like you don't even need to you don't even need to attach yourself to anything um in that regard there. Okay, just stay detached from these energies, if any, um that could like negatively distract you from like your goals, your progress, and your work. Okay, that in itself is a bit of a test. Those energies that could present itself, I feel like that is also kind of like a test to see like, you know, how do you have you learned to deal with those energies, because certain energies are just going to exist, but you need to still also be able to um you know do exactly what you need to do. Okay, so yeah, that is lovely. Okay, Six of Pentacles. Okay, cool. So again, the more that you're not paying attention to things that would just kind of keep you in a repetitive cycle, it's actually going to free you up mentally to be able to attract more of the money that you're trying to bring in, because I feel like your thoughts could be something that could restrict your abundance at times. So the more that you just kind of don't allow yourself to focus on things that could restrict your thoughts, I feel like you're going to naturally see that, oh, like certain things are paying off for you, right? Because you weren't too, because spirits also say not only don't focus on those things, but try not to over focus on like the things that you do want to pay off. Just kind of trust that if you're doing the work, it will pay off. And then just sort of like detach your thought from it. Um, and your emotions, especially. Easier said than done, I know, but with practice, it's definitely possible. Okay, but the more that you kind of stay detached from like things paying off, but also trusting that it will pay off, it's gonna sort of naturally align for you that way, because there's no mental or emotional like restriction or blockage in the energy for it to come in. Okay, lovely. And then look right on the bottom, we've got your card, Leo energy, happiness, freedom. So yeah, something about money is going to make you feel very happy. Okay, there could be some sort of pay off, or you could be accumulating money in your basket. For others of you guys, it could be something else, of like something else tangible or valuable that you're accumulating. Okay, but it's going to make you feel happy. It's going to help to kind of push you forward to the successful result that you're reaching. So that looks really good. So yeah, guys, I'm going to leave that there. Don't forget to give this reading a like if you stayed this far. And yeah, it will also prompt me to just, keep giving you guys some of those good bonus readings. And again, thank you guys so much. Take care and stay spiritually charged. Bye bye.